Hey-ho! Let's go! Thank you for joining us tonight on this St. Patrick's Day edition. As tonight, we look at the players in the top 200 ADP that are being overvalued. Save your time and your money if you're in one of those leagues, as well as the dudes below the Mendoza line of the ADP that should be ranked higher per us. But before we get to all that and the World Baseball Classic, we begin the show by asking you the question, where else would you rather be than right here? Right now. You're looking live at our split studios. This is Fantasy Baseball Now, episode 78, the Art Shell, the player edition. The coach was a failure. Part of our show, part of the ballnine.com podcast network. One of us is back from Arizona. The other one is back off of the sick bed. You're the one with the tan. Did you burn that dome while you were there?
Yeah.
Is that why you're wearing a cap?
I'm wearing my St. Patty's edition San Francisco Giants cap. Top of the evening to you, lad. It's not day.
Gatorade.
Yeah, I'm wearing I did a lot of scouting. I learned a lot. I learned that the umpires are also in spring in preseason form. And before we get into anything further, please follow us at ball9.com, on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, on our X account at Fantasy Base B Now, and on our Instagram page and on the YouTube channel. If you could subscribe and like, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. There's the big man going to tell me how Peyton Toll struck out 5 guys that are going to be playing in AA this year today and how they don't have a spot for him in the rotation. But I did a lot of scouting. My takeaway is Bryce Eldridge is a giant friggin' human being.
Is he? I was going to ask you about him.
He's a giant man. He's a large human.
Okay.
I mean, I sat 25 feet away from him. He's a big dude. I saw seven batter catcher challenges, ADP challenges in 3 games. Players 6, umpires 1.
It's bad.
And I will tell you that they were 4 of them were like on the black. So I could see how they were kind of like 50-50 calls to naked eye.
Yeah.
2 pitches were literally right down the fucking middle that were called balls. And the incredibly well attended games, incredibly well attended. San Francisco home game capacity Friday on Thursday night, 10,040. Announced crowd, 10,230 for the White Sox and the Giants on a Thursday night in Scottsdale. On a Friday and a Milwaukee home game, the A's and the Brewers, I don't know what capacity is, but there were 7,200 people announced, and I would say 6,000 of them were Wisconsin, was. And then Saturday was a Rockies home game, but the Cubs were the visiting team, and it was a 1:00 game, and it was a bazillion degrees, and there was not a seat available, and the entire lawn was full. So, dude, Jimbo, if I'm wearing a Florida State hat, I'm going to be blinking Morse code to try to tell you where my coordinates are because I am being held hostage. There's not a shot. But what a great atmosphere. What a great place to go. And what a good place to watch guys that it's a deep dynasty. It's a deep dynasty fantasy league owners haven. Because lots of guys with 90s and 50s and 60s on their uniform, and you're like, man, like, where'd this cat come from? That can really play. And the Rockies are going to suck. I will say that.
Yeah, they are. They are.
They're going to be a bad baseball team. Not worse than last year, but they're not going to be very good.
All right. Also, we're in the midst, Mike and I, in our head-to-head league. We got thrown a curveball. We had the draft scheduled for a few weeks. We had a late conflict, so we decided, all you people out there, that happens, right? Shit happens. People have lives, families, whatever.
Can't figure that out.
We moved it to a slow draft. We started it last Friday. We said, okay, we got to average 2 rounds a day for 12 days.
Now we're ahead of pace.
But sometimes you just can't get 12 people together at the same time, especially on late notice. So we may talk about the benefit of it. I've enjoyed it.
Me too.
I've drained the shit out of my cell phone, just keeping checking up on the rooms and letting the human rain delay BU, who is conspicuous by his absence tonight. Although he did pick pretty quickly tonight, and picked him 58. He gave me a hard time when I called him the human rain. He goes, I was only up for 10 minutes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and we started this, and I was on the West Coast.
True.
And I
did tell people Saturday morning,
been imbibing while I was out there.
Saturday morning, or it was Friday morning, the first morning. I'm like, yeah, guys, Mike's 3 hours behind us, and she went to baseball yesterday, and I'm sure there was beer involved. So yeah, let him.
There was definitely beer involved. Definitely beer involved among other extracurricular activities going on in the greater Phoenix area.
Awesome. All right, let's get to our guys. We've had a lot of time. We have a lot of chatter in the off season. Guys to watch, guys to avoid. ADPs have come up. Guys have moved up and down. For the most part, they're staying in the same neighborhood. But it's crunch time. This is the week for drafts. The season starts in 8 days. Here we are. So why don't you start?
So conspicuous in both of our lists in his absence is that Hunter Green's at 83.
Yeah.
And he was probably in the 60s until 7 or 8 days ago. So neither of us ranked him, but I think Wyatt Langford's going to have a really good year.
Yeah.
But 46 for me is it's too early.
I love him there.
For me, it's too early. For me, I see him in the 60s. George Kirby at 72 with a bunch of other pitchers around him that are going to give you more innings and actually give a rat's ass about when they pitch. And he does have a little injury issue, and he is a little up and down. He's a little too soon for me. We're both in on George Springer not having the same year as last year. 96, probably the right spot, but not for me. I get it. Luis Robert got traded. He's got a new lease on life. Everybody loves him in that Mets lineup. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I don't think he likes playing baseball. I think he likes getting paid. I don't think he likes his job. He likes the fact that he gets a check from it. I think he is what he is, and 119 is going to be a bust pick at 119, and he probably should be closer to 219. And Chandler Simpson at 168. I get 168 for Chandler Simpson, but he's similar to Luis Arise, where if you have no speed in your lineup, you're reaching on Chandler Simpson at 168. You can build all those stolen bases with guys that are going to play all the time. And there's too much of a risk for me with him of all of a sudden he's in an 0 for 29 and he doesn't play for 4 days.
It is possible. I like his batting average, but yeah, he's at best 2 categories. That's it.
And they don't score enough. Like if he was a 290, 50 stolen base, 100 run guy,
different.
His ADP would be 110 or 90. But they don't score enough runs to ever get him there. And his batting average in Steinbrenner Field versus what his batting average might be in that toilet bowl, who knows? I mean, everything's a blind, everything's a new deal with everybody on Tampa this year coming into that stadium. So
yeah,
just a little too high for me. I don't think I would take him there.
Yeah, the one I agree with Kirby. Mr. 94 pitch max, never going to do it for me. Springer was unbelievable last year.
Yeah, he was.
You just can't do it again. Robert, yeah, I've been down on him since I watched him tank with the White Sox. Chandler Simpson is intriguing, but for those that didn't hear us talk about him a few weeks ago, he's the Juan Pierres of this generation.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get, but that's it.
It's probably the right ADP for him in the totality of ADP, but not for me. It's not.
All right. So with me, I put Ben Rice up there, but that's no knock on Ben Rice. He's dual position. He put up some good numbers last year. I just don't think he's there yet. I think he's probably where you said Langford is, in the 60 range.
Yeah,
right. I think 47 is a bit ambitious. You know more about him than I do.
Rice was in the low 30s 2 weeks ago. So Rice's ADP has been dropping over the last 2 weeks, literally since spring training really started, and the re-signing of Goldschmidt, and we're going to talk about the WBC for a little bit. And Austin Wells has had a great WBC. And Austin Wells' productivity in the WBC could have made Rice's ADP one of those prisoner of the moments things.
Well, for example, okay, for context, Rice, dual eligibility, he's 47. Happy spring, Dennis.
Hey, Dirk.
Rafael Devers is 52. Right?
Yeah, I'm taking Rafael Devers.
Exactly. That's my point when I say that Rice is probably a little hot.
Yeah, but to be honest, like I'm more the first 6 rounds, I'm more proven commodity. I'm of a proven commodity guy.
Yeah. And then Dylan Cease, if you put 179 on there, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
So he'd be on the at 179, we would have went off the Mendoza line, and he would be on both of our lists on guys to grab at 179.
Boys and girls, let Uncle Pugsley help you out. Don't draft Dylan Cease. He sucks. Okay, I'm going to go right in the game. He sucks. Okay, let me rephrase that. He really sucks.
He's the Lucas Giolito of pitchers.
He's gonna strike some guys out, but he sucks. The fact that he is a top 80 pick is staggering to me. Yeah, Michael Harris. We exposed him in a few weeks ago.
You hate him. You don't like
hate Michael Harris. He doesn't walk. He doesn't get on base. He doesn't score runs. He's never going to live up to his potential.
He's in your Freddie Freeman category. You got this little clique
really
of guys.
No one's got to worry about me drafting that guy. That just isn't going to happen. And Dylan Cruz, at what point do you stop drafting on perceived potential? Who creates potential? Is it the team scouts? Is it the media? Who creates the potential?
I looked him up. Today. I agree with you on Dylan Cruz wholeheartedly, especially at 161. And I did look him up today just because I wanted to see what kind of spring he was having. Because I know you can't take a lot of stock. He's hitting 107.
That's not a lot.
It's 28 at bats, which isn't a million. He's kind of in the mid range of at bats. But they also got Dylan Lyles sitting around there. And that's way too soon for me.
Exactly. Dennis, never apologize. And Mackenzie Gore, okay, I get it. I've owned him through San Diego. I heard all the hype in Washington. He's now in Texas. He's out of excuses.
I'm with you.
He teases you. He's like the girl when we're back in college at the college bar. She knew that you had $20 burning a hole in your pocket and wanted every one of those dollar drafts.
I
At
didn't.
the end of the day, she'd break your heart.
Yeah, she went home with somebody else.
Usually named Bob. But anyway, that's the problem I have with a guy like Mackenzie Gore. He's a tease, and he's just
She
not
went home
worth.
with Durkee.
Well, yeah, very popular. But that's with Gore. Now Gore's out of excuses now. Okay, he's out of excuses. He's on a good. He's on a team. I think he's going to be pretty good. Texas. So we're going to find out about him. He's either going to be exposed or he's going to make me look foolish. Wouldn't be the first time ever.
Yeah, there is the so there's the and we've talked about this. It's the lingering emotion on guys, right? Mackenzie Gore fits that. Dylan Cease fits that. George Kirby fits that. Luis Robert fits that. The lingering emotion where you've owned them and they completely fucked you, and you're like, fuck me once, shame on me. Now go fuck yourself. You're not going to be in my roster. Like that's just the way it's going to go. And what everybody else sees, I can't see it because I'm blind to how angry I am about how they screwed me in some league in the last 5 years. Like I just can't. Sometimes I know it's a blind spot, but like I couldn't. I don't agree on Harris. You know I'm a Harris guy, and I think he's going to bounce back this year. I do agree Rice is too high.
Yeah.
Because it is still a little bit too soon. Just like I would agree that Roman Anthony's too high. And Roman Anthony is going to be an unbelievable all-star player. He's got every tool that there is and every plate discipline that there is to just be great. But for him to be going in the 40s or 50s.
He's 54.
That
I would pick Roman Anthony in the top.
I'd take him in the top 70 for sure. I've taken him as high as 40 in mock drafts that we've done with CBS because I took him early. And it also depends on what kind of league you're doing. So if you're in a dynasty league and we're seeing that, this is what's confusing me about this slow draft. It's confusing me a little. I'm a little bit confused in how early some prospects are going that may or may not give you anything until April, May, June, July, or even it might be, hey, I'm getting my feet wet here. And then head to head, I'm not 100% sure you can afford prospecting. I think you have to. I feel like you got to be more of a sure thing person.
I would pick Anthony in the top 25.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I 100% get it. I mean, I got Skeens in our league, which is only 5 saved players. I took him way sooner than anybody thought he was going to be taken. And I knew he was going to be in the minors for the entire year. So I get it. And Anthony's going to be great. And next year, Anthony might be top 10. Very possible.
Might be.
Now, here's some. So these are guys we're fading on, and let's go to guys we're looking at. Whoops, I got them backwards. I got my Bob Barkerisms. I'm confused between the real Bob Barker and the Adam Sandler Bob Barker. The Price is Wrong bitch Bob Barker. So now we're at the price. So now we're at the Price is Right. There's only one guy on this list that I have suddenly become a little down on yours, and you can start.
Really? I had Ramos on my initial list, and I'm like, nah, Mike just picked him in our head-to-head. I'll let you have him. I knew you were going to add him. Colson Montgomery at 216 is an absolute steal. He's only that low because just how deep that position is.
Yep.
But if you're in a league with middle infielders and all that extra stuff, he's a must-have. He's a great young player.
He's a 30 homer guy.
Yeah, he is. He is. That 216 is way too low. Way too low. And I can't figure out why Andrew Abbott is where he is.
I was a month ago, I was very high on Andrew Abbott. Right now, as we sit, and then if you looked at what he did today, and I get it, it's spring training. They're working on a million things. He's walking way too many guys.
Yeah.
He's walking way, way, way too many batters. And that's a red flag for me. Like the walks in spring training are a red flag for me. They just are. I mean, it's like strikeouts are cool but you don't know who they're facing and what part of the lineup and who that lineup is.
Yeah.
But the walk thing is the walk thing, and it doesn't make any difference if the AA lineup's in there or if the regular lineup's in there. He's walking way too many batters right now. And Bubba Chandler was a little bit in the same boat.
Yeah.
And he's turned it around his last two starts. Abbott's not. And I love him. I love the arm. That's probably the right spot for him anyway. And I lean more toward you being right that 219 is a steal for him.
Yeah.
But I do have some trepidation on him. Messick, I think Messick's a steal.
I love the kid. He was great last year in our head-to-head league. I'm going to tell you, if you don't grab him when it's coming through to you in a few picks, I'm probably going to. He's in my queue.
I'm not taking him.
Yeah, I have 3 picks left. I'm hoping he's one of them. I just drafted Will Warren in that league, and here's why. 314 is too low. And I read his bio, and it says, well, he came out of nowhere last year. He was the 5th starter. He was considered the wink link at the start of the year. Will Warren acquitted himself incredibly well, and he had some big-time strikeout numbers in the second half of the year. All right, what I love about Warren is he's going to get his shot in April. Someone's like, well, the Yankees, they got Cole coming back. They got the Schmidt will be back. Rodon will be back. Well, they're all hurt.
Schmidt's July. Rodon's May. Cole starts tomorrow. They're going to give Cole a start tomorrow.
But he's still right now, they're all hurt. And the one thing you got to say about the Yankees the last few years is they have trouble keeping guys healthy.
Yeah, they do.
I think Warren's going to get a look, and I think he's going to earn that shot. I'll ask you, the Yankee fan, would you rather have Warren or Heel?
I trust. I'm glad you brought him up because that's where I was going. I trust Warren far more than I trust Luis Heel, and I know Luis Heel's got better stuff. Luis Heel walks a ton of guys.
Yeah.
He throws a million pitches. He can't. I mean, you get 5 innings out of Luis Heel, you got a great start from him. You get 6, you won. I like Warren better from a fantasy perspective. I like the consistency better. Just like your last guy on your list.
Yeah, when the Orioles signed him.
Well, that's a steal at 353.
When the Orioles signed him, I'm like, yeah, okay. But I thought about it. I'm like, no, he's actually the perfect guy for that team. He's going to give you his innings. He's not going to give you a sub-3 ERA. He's not going to strike out 12 and 9. It's not who he is, and his whip's not going to be great. But they're not going to be awful. He's a gamer. He's going to keep you in games. He's a veteran. And more importantly, he goes out and pitches. He takes the ball.
He doesn't get hurt.
He doesn't get hurt.
Like, knock on wood, he doesn't get hurt. So you can from a lineup construction standpoint, he's not going to skip a start because his elbow is barking on Tuesday when he's supposed to pitch on Wednesday. He pitches.
Yeah, he wants the ball.
And you get what you get from him, and what you get from him is generally good enough. And at 353, good enough is a great pick.
And you don't have to be a veteran. The reason I like veterans in fantasy, you don't have to spend a lot of time worrying about pitch counts.
No, he's going to pitch until he can't. He's either going to be ineffective and out of the game in the second inning or in the 8th inning. Going to be like, man, Chris Bass is pitching a pretty good game.
Yeah, they know how to do it. They know how to pitch.
Yeah.
So, but Bass at 353, that's an easy one.
And then for me, I think Heliot Ramos, I think we are where we are with him, where 211 is too low for him. especially when you look at other outfielders that are in that general range. I'd take him before Brenton Doyle. I know Doyle steals more. I think 211 is a good pick. I think Musgrove, despite the fact that he'll probably start the season on the IL, if we were 3 years ago, Musgrove wouldn't be 245. He'd be 145 at the lowest. I think Mike Burrows was a steal trade for the Astros, and I think he's going to have a really, really good year. I know the Nationals suck, but Cade Cavalli at 365 is going to end up being a steal this year. And then in leagues where you've got corner and middle infield and second base is shaky. I still have not taken a second baseman in our head-to-head league. Nolan Gorman at 412. He's going to play every day. He's going to be second and third base eligible for the entire year in some leagues. He's going to be second base eligible and outfield eligible to start the season, and then he'll be third base eligible very, very quickly at 412. And I mean, he's going to be a 25 homer guy. His average isn't going to help you, so he's going to be closer statistically to Matt Chapman than you might be surprised he will be, and that's a great value pick at 412. That's a really good value pick. Really good value.
What about enlighten us more about Burrows?
As a Pirate supporter, I wish they didn't trade him. But he's going to go from a number 5-ish starter in Pittsburgh to probably number 3 in Houston. He's got really good stuff. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. He competes like a maniac. His strikeouts are, he's going to be 1-ish an inning for strikeouts, but he didn't give up a lot. And he's not going to throw shutouts, and he's not going to, he'll be a 3.4, 3.5 ERA guy with a 1.15, 1.2 whip, and a 3.45, 1.12 whip guy at 3.14 is a friggin' steal. And the Astros, as much as we both want them to go 0-162, they're not going to.
It would be nice if they did, though.
It would be nice for all of us that are not Astro fans if they did, but they're not going to go. They're going to be probably 85 wins at the worst because they are who they are. And with Jordan back, who knows what's going to happen with that team. And he's going to be a big part of it. And he's so under the radar. He's been creeping up. He's definitely been going. He's moving up. He's definitely been rising in ADP over the last 30 days. So all these folks that are writing about him and all these Twitter guys that are talking about him, stop, because you're hurting the rest of us that already identified him in January as a guy we wanted to grab when he was like 390. So I like him on the Astros a lot, and at that number, Burrows, Warren at about the same number. Messick, there are pitchers being taken above them that are not going to give you, are not going to be as good a value as what you're going to get out of those 3 guys for sure.
Yeah. All right. It'll be interesting. By the way, we have our 37th annual fantasy baseball draft coming up on Saturday.
Oof.
That was a long time ago, back to that hotel room in Glens Falls, New York in 1990. So
it's been a while. Year 37. I'm going to be ritually inebriated during that process. So my team may reflect that.
You have your St. Paddy's Day thing before the draft, right?
11 a.m.
Good.
It starts here at 9. It starts in my house at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Oh, you're going to be ripe.
Yeah. I thought it was just going to be a low key. Let's just go to the parade, and then both my girls are going to be home, and
Are they going to be there to wake you up at 3 o'clock or 3:30?
Yeah, I'll be setting every single alarm possible, and yeah, I'll be awake now. Hopefully, I won't fall asleep during the draft. But
I have Wyatt's phone number in case I need it.
there's a I'm not sure he's going to be of help either. This is going to be. I was just talking to my daughter before we got on, and she's like, "Yeah, like these 7 or 8 people are going to stop by. They're all planning on being there like 9:30 Saturday morning. Get an extra bottle of champagne for mimosas, and how much Irish whiskey do you have?" I'm like, "I don't have enough for either of that, so I guess here we go." So, but it's fun. It's a great event, and it'll be fun. But more fun as always is you were joking that you were joking about Todd, is that our boy Gasper's got 4 first-round picks, and the first round this year might take an hour and 35 minutes.
5 first-round picks.
5 might take an hour and 50 minutes.
6 of the first 14 picks. Guy, people, you're out there, fantasy baseball world. Everyone's got this owner, right? Look, in this age of computers and the information era, there's always one that'll break out that used to be, those magazines used to be like $8.99. I heard they're like $19 now.
Yeah, I know.
And Iron Brigade Bob, we were joking about it the other day. He goes, he's going to break the magazine out in the first round. It's just scrounging for names. So it'll be something.
Scrounging for names in the first round literally drives me crazy.
Should not happen.
Like, you have that many picks in the first round. We're a 5 save player league. We will know at midnight tomorrow who everybody's saving, correct? So we'll wake up on Thursday morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. That's when the draft really starts. And you'll know who's available. And 6 out of 14 picks, you just write 14 players down in order, and you know who you're going to take to fill in what you need.
I already
know who I'm taking.
I had one of those brilliant minds in the world say the same thing to me earlier today. Big man in Massachusetts. Anyway, let's go to WBC. Top of the second, 1 out. McLean's gotten through okay. Rodriguez got through the first.
Eduardo.
Full disclosure.
Eduardo Rodriguez, by the way, might have potentially been on the Price is Right list for me. He's a sneaky grab.
It's funny. Severino showed what he could do away from Sacramento. He had great numbers last year away and was held Team USA down pretty well the other night. Here's the one thing about the WBC, that it is what it is. I've watched none of it. I followed it.
Dude, I am all in. I can't tell you how all in I've been on the WBC to the point where I have watched probably 15 games. I've watched every game. I've watched probably 15 games. The only thing I root for in the WBC, and if I had Kyle Teel shares, I'd be fucking pissed off right now because he's out 4 to 6 weeks. There hasn't been any injuries.
Yeah.
The passion from Venezuela, the passion from Puerto Rico, the passion from the DR. Baseball needs that. Baseball needs guys. Baseball needs games that people care about, and they care about these games. And because of where they are, and the detraction of the WBC is because it's spring training. They're not at their best. I get all that. People want to fix it, make all the, have all these, make it a summer term. All this, forget about all that bullshit for just a minute. These guys are playing in meaningful games as opposed to playing in games that don't mean squat. So they're going into regular season in regular season mode more prepared than everybody else that wasn't in this tournament because they're playing games that matter.
Yeah.
As opposed to grabbing my 2 at bats, pitching my 2 innings, going to get my little extra work in, signing a ton of autographs, saying hi to a bunch of kids, like just doing my thing. And I know that there are constraints, and I feel for the managers. I feel for the managers in this tournament that they got to deal with, hey, we want to win this thing, but at the same time, I got agents and teams calling me every 20 minutes telling me who, what, wait, what. You can't do this, you can't do that, what you can and can't do with guys. But I think it's been great. And the greatest part of all of it, the Marlins Stadium's been sold out. And I don't even know
right.
I'm not sure that the people in Miami know how to handle that.
There's been some seats that have never been used. A good number of them.
They're hiring people that don't even know where the stadium is.
Do you get the same sense, and this is not a criticism, do you get the same sense that Team USA has that same passion that the DR and Venezuela has?
I did when they walked off the field the other night win against the DR. I didn't. They were very businesslike. Part of that is Aaron Judge is very businesslike, and Aaron Judge is clearly the leader of that team. But when they walked off again in that win the other night, they looked like okay, now we got a chance to do something. They all walked in today in USA Hockey jerseys.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like Bryce Harper's been, front and center with we're representing our country, and guys have and the players have too. Like the players have started to grasp that as the tournament's gone on, when they realized they had to actually do some work after they lost to Italy, and they got a little more than a little bit of a break to get to this point. But to see these guys representing Italy, and it's just, I think it's been great. And then you see a guy whose job is an electrician throwing 4 2/3 against Japan, shutout ball. It's great. I mean, I think it's been great. There's been great stories. I've really enjoyed it, and it's meaningful. But to me, I feel like it's meaningful baseball. It's not flipping on. I'm going to watch the Yankee Red Sox spring training game tomorrow because I want to see what Cole looks like. But I've watched on television, I've watched 0 innings of spring training baseball.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I haven't watched the WBC. The biggest reason why I didn't watch it over the weekend was I was in bed with the flu. And I just couldn't get up. That's why I missed the DR USA game on Sunday.
I mean, I know the big man was, I didn't get up early like the big man was up early to watch the games that were in Japan, but
holy shit, he was up before they were in the stadium taking batting practice.
But baseball in Japan's a thing.
Yeah.
Baseball in Japan's a thing, a real thing, and they do it right, and they love baseball, and it's a boom for them to have these games there. I mean, it's just. But Battlefield Bob, hey Bob, I'm drinking Tullamore Dew. Well, not. Well, I was drinking Tullamore Dew before you came on, and you're right. Fuck James. And Proper 12 while we're at it. Fuck them too. Conor McGregor, you criminal.
All right.
Scouting never sleeps.
It's getting personal.
Scouting never sleeps. Yeah, but you're scouting in the stands, big man. You're not scouting at players.
Hey, real quick, let's finish up. We touched on it briefly, the slow draft. What has been your favorite? For me now, we did this one other time in one of our football leagues. We had to. I actually enjoyed it. What's been your favorite part about doing a slower draft? If I'd known we were going to do it, I would have started it maybe a week earlier. But we're going to get through it in less than a week.
Yeah, I mean, we're in round 22 when we started on Friday, right?
Friday morning. Yeah, we've been hung up because Bob's been out peddling his booze and he's been on the clock for 3 hours.
Yeah, he's up right now, and he's
Yeah, I know.
he's more worried about cursing out Jameson than he is making a pick, which will be a shitty pick. But what I like about it is you get to plot your roster better. And you get to make decisions about your roster, and you have far more time to look at and to build your queue.
Yes.
In between, like I'm picking 10 or 11 or wherever the hell I'm picking. And so like building a queue to make, 4 picks out of the next, 4 picks out of the next 8. Like I've got guys queued up and I'm ready to go based on what I need in my lineup right now. What is really what stood out to me the most in this is, for me, the perceived reach on younger players, not Roman Anthony, but Connor Griffin. I mean, Bubba Chandler got taken 1 pick in front of me, which pissed me off. But Connor Griffin went earlier than I would have thought in a league that's not a dynasty league where, like, you can't. I'm in a no dynasty head-to-head league. Like, you got to pick guys who are going to help you win from day one. Now I got 5 IL guys already.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Hey, big man, that's why I put 3 guys I've already taken on my list, because I didn't. And one of them is going to be coming up next. I can assure you of that.
That's great.
Because I picked before you. If Battlefield Bob ever gets a fuck around to it, he's been on the clock since 2
I didn't mean Parker Messick. I meant Merrill Kelly. Somewhere. Merrill Kelly.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
That's it. Merrill Kelly, Kip. That's your guy. No, it's been a lot of fun. The biggest difference, other than everything you just said, is just the complete sobriety of it all.
Well, it's different.
There's going to be none of that on Saturday. So
it's none of that. So I did a National League only draft last Tuesday. That's why we were Monday. And I'll tell you that when you're in a league only draft, guys like Jojo Romero and Mark Vientos and Victor Scott and Brandon Marsh and Blake Trinan, I know we do have holds as a thing, get picked that in an open draft they're not. Like they're just like Jared Triolo getting select. I mean, like those guys are not getting picked in Edmundo Sosa. Like they're not getting picked in a regular draft. And when you get to round 13, so you save 7. So basically you're starting at pick 71. Like it's a very interesting world. Like I took in that draft, I took Nolan Gorman in the 7th round, which would have been 10, 20, 30.
Hey, you are, by the way, on the clock. It went Adolis Garcia, Wilson Contreras, and Peyton Tolley.
Did it really? Well, and now it's going Cade Cavalli. And I have two spots left. I have 3 spots left, and I still do not have a second baseman. And nobody else needs one, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get who I was going to take anyway.
There's a couple guys there. Bryson Stott won't kill you.
Nah, that's who I'll end up with. But I have been taking injured guys, and I think my next pick's going to be an injured guy.
Dude,
but I'm not going to tell you because you got 2 picks before me, so I can't tell you who it is.
Take Lennon Sosa, man.
I did see him homer. I did see Lennon Sosa homer. And I will also say, like, I did say Bryce Aldridge is a big man. Miguel Vargas is a fucking giant human being, too. Holy Christ, he is like, his friggin' arms are huge, man. He's a big dude. Like, he's a big dude.
After you make your pick, I'm going to have to take Parker Messick if I want him. Now that this is out there in the thousands of people.
Oh, I thought I took my guy.
No, you didn't pick it.
Oh, I removed him. That was ridiculous.
Have another Tullamore due.
I'm going to, but it's not going to be. It'll be after we get off. Yeah, I'm 100% going to have another one, but all right, now you're up.
All right, there goes Parker Messick.
I do love. Yeah, it's very predictable if the big man was paying attention, and you're not getting Parker Messick now, big man. So thanks for the tip. We've got our draft on Saturday, and then I'm with the and then I participate on Sunday evening in another open draft. Tomorrow night I'm in an open draft and a mock on CBS, and then I'm with the Diamond Degenerates, who were dumb enough to invite me into their league. And just given the group chat, if I don't win this league, then you're going to be solo on the podcast forever. These fucking retailers don't know what they're doing. And just like the chatter, and it could be smokescreen, but I don't think it is, because I don't think they've been doing this for a little bit. I think this is year 9 for them, which is pretty good since it started a college league. So it's got the same start legs that we had, and they've only turned over, out of 12 owners, they've only turned over 4 owners in the first 9 years, and that's
not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good group of guys, and they are all baseball fans, and they're not all Phillies fans. They're fans of a number of different teams. So that'll be fun. It'll be fun to do an open head-to-head draft again. I like doing open drafts. Obviously doing this for 37 years, I love our league. But the open draft gives you opportunity to have guys on your team that you're never going to in a dynasty league, unless you got some knucklehead that'll trade Kirby Puckett or Tariq Skubal 3 times and then finally end up with him back on his team. It's hard to get It's hard to get guys that you really want.
I'm not trading them
again. And that you want to follow, especially if you're like baseball fans where you have your team, but you watch everything. So they are fun drafts, and it's also fun to see how the guys think. And so going into a new league where you don't know how guys draft, it is a little bit of a crapshoot. So you almost have to be more system driven in that league. You have to be you have to be more system driven in a league like that, where you can't pay attention to the noise on the outside and who guys are taking. You just got to build your team and build it based on what's available, as opposed to building it based on, man, I'd like to have Acuna on my team this year, and then somebody took him at pick 7 and I got pick 8, and now what do I do? It's like, hey, I got pick 8.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get Skeens or Skubal. And I might do a Scott White, and I might go pitcher round 1. I was thinking about that today in that league. I might go pitcher round 1 and 2, and then just keep building my lineup of the guys that play.
Yeah.
And are going to give me stats, which in head-to-head is a totally different deal. They're important in both, right? But Roto, you can absorb a guy that misses 2 games a week because if his stats are so great, you can absorb it. And head-to-head, you need guys that play every friggin' day.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's a reason why Kerry Carpenter's not in our league yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in the 24th or 23rd of 24 rounds or wherever we're at. But, yeah, that's why.
Platoon guys.
Yeah.
All right. Before we close, the madness begins tomorrow with the play-in games. Who is your of your 90 brackets that you filled out? Who's your go-to Final Four?
Let me call it up. I had to have an obligatory Nebraska bracket just because they're so new to the game of basketball. My go-to Final Four, thank you for bringing this up. My go-to Final Four is the University of Connecticut Huskies. Oh, well, there's a big man weighing in on UConn. The Houston Cougars. I don't buy Florida as that 1 seed at all. Here's a sleeper for I like Purdue out of the Big Ten and Michigan. Michigan over Houston.
So I have found myself picking Arizona to win the whole thing more than once.
They're the program for the last 25 that just always seems to come up short.
They're a very good basketball team.
Yeah.
I think Duke is going to be just like last year. And I like Houston or UConn to beat Duke.
Hashtag Duke sucks.
I definitely like either one of those.
What about the Siena Saints 5 miles away?
Look, he says all the right things. I mean, Jerry McNamara has done a really, really good job, and he says all the right things, but they're not going to go very far.
They're going to get pounded, and then he's going to head off to Syracuse.
So my de facto Final Four is UConn, Houston, Arizona, and Iowa State.
Iowa State.
And I've got Arizona over UConn in the final.
All righty.
And that's probably in the 23 brackets that I've got going right now. I have Arizona, UConn in the final, probably 5 of them.
Yeah. There's something about Michigan. I don't care that they lost the Big Ten tournament. Really doesn't matter.
I like Purdue a lot. I think Purdue, there's so many teams that have, there's so many teams in this tournament that have that could make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Like seeded 1 through 4, like there's no reason Arkansas can't get there. Alabama's not now because the second leading scorer decided to have 2.1 pounds of weed in his apartment because 2.2 is felony distribution.
All they say his lawyer says it's personal consumption.
Who was the Bam Morris when he had 5 pounds of weed in his trunk? Also said that was personal consumption.
You know, I got Purdue. They are blessed with an easy track to the Final 8.
And they have the best point guard in the country.
Second round against Missouri or Miami, okay. Third round, BYU, Gonzaga.
Guards.
Maybe
Guards,
Texas State.
Guards win in this tournament. It's never not been like that.
Correct.
Arizona has great guards. UConn has great guards. Purdue has great guards. Houston has great guards. Arkansas has great guards. They don't. It's been like that forever. I would love to pick North Carolina in my a total emotional world that I like to live in for college basketball. They can't beat Illinois without Caleb Wilson.
No.
And they might be an upset special in round one.
This is the first year I've never not had a North Carolina bracket. They've always been my go-to team. Always do.
You and me both.
But the only reason I took them out this year is I have to have a Nebraska bracket because they discovered the game of basketball in Lincoln.
I watched a ridiculous amount of North Carolina basketball this year for whatever reason. Hubert Davis frustrates the shit out of me. And they're without Caleb Wilson, they're just not a good team. They really aren't. I mean, he's that good of a player. They're just he makes too big of a difference for them. Way too big of a difference for them. So next week we are the eve of opening day. Netflix special, Yankees and Giants. And next week we will pick our division winners and World Series. We'll predict our division winners, our playoff qualifiers, and our World Series specials. And probably recap our draft.
Next Tuesday,
same bat time, same bat channel, 8 p.m. And then it's the 162 starts.
Yes, it does.
Less than 24 hours after we air next week, the 162 starts. And all this bullshit we've been spewing for the last 7 months and all these mock drafts and all these prognosticators talking about guys who to take and who not. We're going to find out if we were right or if we were wrong. And we will be more than happy to tell you all the people in our space that were wrong and when we were right and where we were wrong. We're not going to talk about that much during the season, I
don't think. No. Never happened.
I do have a prediction for our draft.
What's that?
And I feel pretty solid. If I could find it on Couchy, I'd bet on it. You will not be taking a closer in the first round.
No, I didn't want to take one in this entire head-to-head draft, but I just kind of had to because
I have marked my 5 keepers already for our league. And I have about 25 hours to change my mind on whether I save Johan Duran or not.
Interesting.
I know. I don't have a 3rd and 4th round pick. I'm a little bit like I'm a little Hunter Green, you cocksucker, you've screwed me. I mean, you really like now I got a personal $100 of my own money, a personal bounty. I did watch Slingshot this weekend, by the way.
The guy I said if he could have 5 more home runs, he's a keeper in our league. Michael Garcia just got an RBI for Venezuela.
My guy.
Yep. All right. So next
enough in this head-to-head league, man. My guy.
Next Tuesday we back at it. Preview.
Back at it. Peace.
Enjoy draft week for those who celebrate. Good. Wish us luck Saturday.
We're going to need it. Adios.